The August 5th, 2025 meeting of the Seattle City Council will come to order. It's 2:04 p.m. I'm Robert Kettle, Council President Pro Tem. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Solomon.
Here.
Councilmember Strauss.
Present.
Councilmember Hollingsworth.
Present.
Councilmember Juarez.
Present.
Councilmember Rink.
Present.
Councilmember Rivera.
Present.
Councilmember Saka.
Here.
And Pro Tem Kettle.
Here.
8 present.
Okay, thank you. And we're going to start off. There are no presentations today, so no presentations. And moving to public comment. Colleagues, at this time, we'll open the hybrid public comment period. Public comment is limited to items on today's agenda, the introduction and referral calendar, and the council work program. Clerk, how many speakers do we have signed up today? We have 3. Okay, we will start, I'm assuming all 3 in person? Okay.
1 remote and 2 in person.
Okay, we'll start with the speakers in council chambers first. Today, each speaker will have 2 minutes. Clerk, I will now hand it over to you to present the instructions and call on registered speakers. Thank you.
Okay, the public comment period will be moderated in the following manner. Public comment period is up to 20 minutes. Speakers will be called in the order in which they registered. Speakers will alternate between sets of in-person and remote speakers until the public comment period has ended. Please begin speaking by stating your name and the item that you are addressing. Speakers will hear a chime when 10 seconds are left of their time. Speakers' mics will be muted if they did not end their comments within the allotted time to allow us to call on the next speaker. The public comment period is now open, and we'll begin with the first speaker on the list.
Alex Zimmerman.
Здравствуйте, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
And the agenda, please. Thank you.
I will speak. Yeah, I'm ready. The Heil, my dirty damn Nazi Gestapo fascist pig in map bandita. My name Alex Zimmerman, and I want to speak about agenda
Council
number
President.
5 about
Council
the
President.
president.
Point of order.
President is very
Could you please
important.
ask Mr. Zimmerman to refrain
No, she
from
interrupt
speaking
me in
against
every
council
meeting.
members
Mr.
using
Zimmerman.
derogatory language? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Zimmerman, I said just stay with the agenda. Do not mention any members by name.
Okay, no problema.
Okay.
No name.
Also,
no
point
name.
of order, Council
No
President.
personal responsibility.
Yes,
Mr.
Council-
Zimmerman,
Mr.
I just-
Zimmerman, hold on. Councilmember Juarez, please.
Thank you. The term that Mr. Zimmerman is using is derogatory for those of Latina, Hispanic descent that is directed at me, and he has known this. Mr. Zimmerman, we should cut the mic.
Mr.
He's done this
Zimmerman,
at Sound
please.
Transit, and this hateful talk has to stop. Please.
Mr. Zimmerman, continue on with your no more reflections. Stay to the agenda. Пожалуйста, ви знаете. Пожалуйста.
You know what is mean? What is acting like a not only Nazi Gestapo pig, you know what is mean? It's acting like a mentally sick people. It start going and going and going. I know one consul, for example, who for 40 years was a president and she never showed people faces. How is this possible? I speak for 4 years every day and nobody see my faces. Was this a crime? You know what it means? This is not only violation of Constitution. It's a pure crime. What does this happen? Because more candidate for consul here, a real consul for many years, don't respect U.S. Constitution, U.S. Supreme Court. They can do in everything what they want. Why? Because they are mentally sick. In many consul, and I give you a good example for this consul, so for 4 years, never show people faces when people speak. Not only me, everybody, you know what it means. She's a real mentally sick official. You can go to Seattle Time. In Seattle Time, talk about her. You know what it means. She have a mental problem for many years. Guys, you understand what as I'm talking? You need to stop on this. You need to stop on something acting like a mentally sick people. Is this exactly what has happened right now? And I'm totally confused because I go and speak here for 30 years. More and more mentally consul, you know what it means? Forgot about, so you American. Yeah, you see this flag? You're American. You're supposed to be doing like American. And this exactly. You're supposed to be respect everything. And I don't want to mention name, but for pleasure for me, for consul Boris, I will mention
Okay,
her name
I
like
have
a
said
mentally
to not do
sick.
that.
Viva Trump!
Mr. Council
On your way
President.
out,
Council President, point of order.
Councilmember Juarez.
Thank you, sir. For the record, I'd like it to be noted for the clerk and the record that this is the third time that we have had to warn Mr. Zimmerman for his behavior in breaking the council rules of decorum. Here we go. And so,
Please,
3 times. So that's 3 times, and that should be noted. So we are now looking at a suspension. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Juarez.
Our next speaker is Diane Foster. We're going to move on to remote speakers.
Okay, our first remote speaker is David Haynes. Please press *6 when you hear the prompt that you have been unmuted. Go ahead, David.
Hi, thank you. Why is it that the pro tem, when the budget comes back, or when the council comes back, is part of the landlord conflict of interest and the self-dealing? It's concerning. And remember when the council used to have meetings at 9:30 a.m. for the council briefing and then 2 p.m. on Monday for the council meeting, and then they push it all back to Tuesday? These are like some of the same people that defunded the police and looking for an easier payday while like creating all these spending priorities that exacerbate public safety and the homeless crisis. There's a real concern with the gun violence that's escalating in this community, and you all are not addressing it proper. You're still allowing for the race baiting, white man hating, Trump like button pushing.
Can you
like,
please pause the time?
politics.
Mr. Haynes, this is not the Public Safety Committee meeting. You're talking about public safety issues, and as you know from my committee, I say all issues related to the remit of the committee, but can you direct your comments to today's agenda, please, like I did with our previous speaker? Thank you.
Sure, yeah, it just seems like the agenda is stacked with things that originated from the budget chair. And why is it they're all being dumped on council right before you go on vacation, and then they're going to be waiting for you when they come back? And they're not being transparent about a lot of the details that still continue to like refinance bad spending priorities that is undermining the integrity of public safety and the homeless crisis and our society at large. And part of the public safety and the homeless crisis and the housing crisis and the budgetary crisis is on like the full agenda for council. And just because you're the pro tem, you can't weaponize your position like the landlord councils are going to be weaponizing their position when we come back, and they're going to still sabotage the integrity of the comprehensive plan and continue to backstab the working class while society continues to implode with rival gang members, some of whom Bruce Harrell knows that you all keep pulling punches on the mayor, allowing him to continue misleading community about why it's completely unsafe and untenable to even bother going out anymore until we like boycott Seattle, until we kick out the people that are pulling their punches on the actual crime fighting. We need noble use of drones instead of like paying off the same corrupt nonprofits that are unqualified.
Thank you. There are no additional remote speakers.
Thank you. Public comment period is now closed. Members of the public are encouraged to either submit written public comment on the sign-up cards available on the podium or email the council at council@seattle.gov. Okay, colleagues, if there is no objection, the introduction referral calendar will be adopted. Hearing no objection, seeing no objection, the introduction referral calendar is adopted. Okay, moving to the agenda. If there is no objection, the agenda will be adopted. Hearing and seeing no objection, the agenda is adopted. Okay, colleagues, moving along, we will now consider the proposed consent calendar. Items on the consent calendar include minutes of the July 28th and 29th, 2025 meeting and Council Bill 121044, payment of bills. Are there any items council members would like to remove from today's consent calendar? Seeing none, I move to adopt the consent calendar. Is there a second?
Second.
It is moved and seconded to adopt the consent calendar. Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the consent calendar?
Councilmember Solomon?
Aye.
Councilmember Strauss?
Aye.
Councilmember Hollingsworth? Councilmember Hollingsworth, Councilmember Juarez,
Aye.
Councilmember Rink,
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera,
Aye.
Councilmember Saka,
Aye.
and Pro Tem Kettle.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. Okay, moving along, we're moving to committee reports, starting.
Can you please allow us to add the signature?
Oh, yes. In committee, you never have to affix my signature. But here, as pro tem, will the clerk please affix my signature to the minutes and legislation on the consent calendar on my behalf? Thank you. And I'll put my glasses on, too. Okay, now moving to committee reports. Will the clerk please read item 1 into the record?
The report of the Select Budget Committee, Agenda Item 1, Council Bill 121030, relating to acceptance of funding from non-city sources, authorizing the mayor or the mayor's designee to accept and authorize the expenditure of specified grants, private funding, and subsidized loans, and to execute, deliver, and perform corresponding agreements. Committee recommends the bill pass.
Okay, thank you. As mentioned, the committee report, starting with the Select Budget Committee. So, Councilmember Strauss, as chair of the committee, you are recognized in order to address it.
Thank you, Council President Pro Tem Kettle. Colleagues, I move Council Bill 121030, the Grant Acceptance Ordinance.
Second.
Is that correct? Did we already?
There's a committee recommendation, so we typically don't move the bills that come with a committee recommendation.
Fantastic. So back to what Council President Pro Tem Kettle asked me to do, which is just speak to the legislation. Council Bill 121030 is a standard piece of legislation that proposes the acceptance of grants from various agencies and organizations. It also authorizes the expenditure of these funds. This was one of 2 bills that are part of our mid-year budget consideration. It was approved unanimously in committee, and I urge a yes vote.
Thank you, Councilmember Strauss. Yes, no need for a second here. Are there any comments, colleagues? I'm seeing none. Will the clerk please call the roll on the passage of the bill?
Councilmember Solomon,
Aye.
Councilmember Strauss,
Aye.
Councilmember Hollingsworth, Councilmember Hollingsworth, Councilmember Juarez,
Aye.
Councilmember Rink,
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera,
Aye.
Councilmember Saka,
Aye.
and Pro Tem Kettle.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Okay, the bill passes and the chair will sign it. Thank you, clerk. Will the clerk please fix my signature to the legislation on my behalf? All right, moving along, we are now on agenda item 2. Will the clerk please read item 2 into the record?
Agenda Item 2, Council Bill 121031, amending Ordinance 127156, which adopted the 2025 budget, including the 2025 through 2030 capital improvement program. The committee recommends the bill pass.
Okay, again, Councilmember Strauss, as chair of the committee, you are recognized in order to address it.
Thank you, Council President Pro Tem. Council Bill 121031 is the other of 2 bills for that make up the supplemental budget. This one is itself the mid-year supplemental budget. Thank you to the Mayor's Office for their partnership in forming this package. You will notice that the package is noticeably more slim from prior years. This is in recognition from our ongoing budget challenges. Last year, when Mayor Harrell delivered his annual budget, he challenged us to make history with no amendments. That has almost happened in this one. We'll see by the end of today. But just notice that this bill was heard in the Select Budget Committee last week. It was unanimously approved. Colleagues, this is a different supplemental budget than all other years because of the budget situation that we are in. I will say that it is part of the reform process, budget reform, to not be including more in this supplemental budget and for the brevity that the bill is in its original form. I urge a yes vote. Thank you, Council President Pro Tem.
Thank you, Councilmember Strauss. Are there any comments on the bill? Councilmember Rink, I recognize you.
Chair, I move to amend Council Bill 121031 as presented on the recently distributed Amendment A.
It's moved
Second.
Second.
And seconded it. So it is moved and seconded to amend the bill as amended on Amendment A. Councilmember Rink, as the author of the amendment, you are recognized in order to address it.
Thank you, Pro Tem. Colleagues, I brought this amendment forward last week, and I spoke to some of its merits even yesterday in our discussion, and I'm bringing it to you again today because of its utmost importance. This amendment would provide $300,000 to the city's Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs to distribute to nonprofit organizations working on legal defense of unaccompanied children facing detention and deportation under the Trump regime. This particular dollar amount is also reflective of what is outlined in the unanimously approved Welcoming City resolution that we passed a few months ago. And in the Select Committee on Federal Administration and Policy Changes, we've heard directly from Northwest Immigrant Rights Project and the recently closed Kids in Need of Defense that this dollar figure essentially equates to supporting 60 cases for children facing deportation. We know that there's serious needs in our community, and this is an opportunity to signal that this council is here to offer support in a time of evolving and critical need. Particularly looking in that we are now in the aftermath of the passage of the federal big betrayal bill, which ramped up an unprecedented $170 billion for mass deportation efforts, including the construction of detention centers for single adults and families with children. And I'll note a Seattle Times opinion piece came out yesterday. A renowned immigration lawyer, Stephen Thal, stated, quote, "We're in uncharted waters. I haven't seen anything like this to this extent in all the time I've practiced. I've been doing this for 42 years. What we're facing today is enforcement on steroids," end quote. And in our own community, just in the past 24 hours, we've heard that Real Change, our local anti-poverty organization with weekly newspapers, had 2 vendors, unhoused community members, who have been now detained by ICE. Notably, this funding, I'll note as a final note, this funding comes from underspend from a jail contract, so shifting this money for this purpose does not come at the expense of defunding another body of work. And colleagues, for these reasons, I urge a yes vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Rink. Are there any comments, colleagues?
Yes, Council President.
Okay, I heard from Councilmember Juarez before I saw Councilmember Rivera, so Councilmember Juarez.
I'll be very quick. Unfortunately, I have to recuse myself from this vote as I currently sit on and in the midst of actually this morning getting down off the REWA board. So I cannot vote on this matter.
Okay, I understand. Thank you for that. Councilmember Rivera.
Thank you, Council Pro Tem Kettle. I will say that the director of OIRA confirmed that last week when we were preparing for them to come through my committee, that NERP has taken on the cases of the unaccompanied minors that Kind was looking after. And also, I will say that this underspend is being counted on by the executive to address the 2026 budget. Everyone knows about our budget deficit. We don't know what will be cut if we remove the $300,000. I am happy that yesterday we did add that amendment that I proffered on our prioritizing immigration and refugee services as part of that B&O tax, which of course will be part of the budget in the fall. I indicated to Director Eder yesterday that it is our intent that they prioritize the OIRA funding in the budget. But I don't know what would be cut in order to move forward with this $300,000 that we would take from underspend that they're considering for the 26 budget. So for those reasons, while I appreciate Councilmember Rink, you bringing this forward, I will not be voting for this today, but I am looking forward very much to hearing from the executive how they will be supporting OIRA as they're moving forward with their work. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Rivera. Colleagues, any additional comments? Councilmember Saka, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem. I appreciate Councilmember Rink for bringing this forward. I also appreciate the amendment brought forward yesterday on the B&O tax by Councilmember Rivera to provide a clear, explicit funding path for this vital investment. And So I will not be supporting this amendment today because I think we already provided a funding path through the B&O tax package that we approved unanimously yesterday. And I also think that this should be considered in the context of the entire fall budget process where our deficits remain persistent. And so for those reasons, I will not be supporting this, although I do appreciate the intent behind it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Saka. Any additional comments from our colleagues? Councilmember Strauss.
Thank you, Council President Pro Tem. As I noted earlier in my remarks, we worked with the mayor's office to ensure that this package is as slim as possible considering the city's ongoing budget challenges, and I too appreciate the amendments that were brought yesterday. That being said, I believe that Councilmember Rink's amendment provides a smart way for us to address the urgent issues facing our immigrant and refugee communities. While we can and should provide more funding to provide our immigrant neighbors in next year's budget, it's clear that we need to take action today in these next few months before we get to 2026. And this is Council's last opportunity to get money out the door for this year, 2025, to fund protections for our immigrant and refugee communities. I welcome the opportunity to do so and will be voting yes. And I'll just share as a point from leading the budget conversation last year and maybe being naive to how federal elections would turn out. We did not, to the degree that I wanted to, build a foundation to protect our immigrant and refugee communities in this year's budget. And I think that this is a smart way of doing so in real time. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Strauss. Any additional comments? Okay, as chair, I just wanted to say I recognize all the points that are being made. This budget ask, this ask is similar to one that my team proffered last fall in terms of support to underserved communities and the like in terms of gaining particularly legal support. And I am quite aware of the immigrant and refugee affairs challenges. And Councilmember Rink brings up the story of the two Real Change employees, vendors. And as it happens, one of them is basically my backup Real Change vendor. So I know him. I know when it happened. I know the circumstances behind it based on unique circumstances of it. And I have reached out to my King County counterpart, who has obviously a professional understanding of this far beyond anybody on this dais, and to work on this. And it is troubling because I know this individual, and this individual is a fantastic human being who's always been there, the most patriotic Real Change vendor, to be honest, based on his setup. And I raise this up in a sense that I do know this, and it's a real situation, and it's emblematic of what's happening across the board. And so while I recognize the points made by my colleagues, and I appreciate them, but I also know the various budget pieces on public safety that we're working. And separately, I also know, as it relates to jail services, I am fully up to speed on the sourcing of it, and by the way, if you look at the previous one, how it's going to be used in a very positive way with the city attorney's office and the Seattle Municipal Court. So I recognize these points, and so this combination of points and the need, and to, in addition, kind of send a message, again, noting what my colleagues have said, I will be supporting this, both in my hat as Chair of Public Safety, but now as Chair of this meeting as well. So with that, will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of Amendment A?
Councilmember Solomon?
Aye.
Councilmember Strauss?
Aye.
Councilmember Hollingsworth?
Yes.
Councilmember Juarez?
Abstain?
Councilmember Rink?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera?
No.
Councilmember Saka?
No.
And Pro Tem Kettle.
Aye.
That is 5 in favor, 2 opposed, and 1 abstention.
Okay, thank you. The motion carries and Amendment A is adopted. Are there any further comments on the bill as amended? Okay, hearing none. Will the clerk please call the roll on the passage of the bill as amended?
Councilmember Solomon?
Aye.
Councilmember Strauss?
Aye.
Councilmember Hollingsworth?
Yes.
Councilmember Juarez?
Abstain?
Councilmember Rink?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Saka?
Aye.
Pro Tem Kettle.
Aye.
That is 7 in favor, 1 abstention, none opposed.
Okay, thank you, clerk. The bill passes as amended, and the chair will sign it. Will the clerk please affix my signature to the legislation on my behalf? Thank you. Okay, moving along to item number 3. Will the clerk please read item number 3 into the record?
Agenda item 3, Council Bill 121032, amending Ordinance 127-156, which adopted the 2025 budget, including the 2025 through 2030 capital improvement program. The committee recommends the bill pass.
Thank you. Councilmember Strauss, this is, we're getting into a rhythm here. Councilmember Strauss, as chair of the committee, you are recognized in order to address it.
I'm sorry, just double checking. We are on 121032 or 33?
121032.
32. Wonderful. This bill authorizes the city to spend money that we set aside in last year's budget. We set this money aside so that we could prepare for the World Cup next year. So again, colleagues, as stated in committee, we set this money aside in last year's budget. This bill before us right now authorizes its use so that we can prepare for the World Cup next year. This includes things that will serve our city well beyond the World Cup, like pedestrian safety improvements and investment in parks. It also includes critical funding for public safety, such as investments to protect pedestrians from vehicle attacks and funding for the Seattle Fire Department to purchase chemical weapon detection. Ultimately, we had a presentation in transportation earlier today from PSRC stating that we've got, around 850,000 people who live in our city. It is projected that we will have around 800,000 people come through our city in a period of 3 months. And so when we're looking at this, we're about to double the size of our city for 3 months, and this bill is going to help us fund the investments that will help us be ready for this. So I urge a yes vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Strauss. Are there any comments from our colleagues?
I didn't realize that Michael.
Okay, hearing and seeing none. As chair, I do have to add, I can't help myself. As a big football, soccer supporter, this is a really important bill in the sense that we have to be ready. We have to put our best foot forward. We have to show ourselves in our best light, and this bill will help us do it. And so I look forward to, as Councilmember Strauss noted and has been echoed, the number of people over the course. This is not just 6 matches. Whoever has the training camp here and the movement between different locations. Hopefully, the federal government does not become an obstruction to this, but it's going to be massive for our city. I will be supporting this with a ole, ole, ole. Okay, I'm not inviting anything regarding, football teams from Ballard and West Seattle, so thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll on the passage of the bill?
Councilmember Solomon?
Aye.
Councilmember Strauss?
Aye.
Councilmember Hollingsworth?
Yes.
Councilmember Juarez?
Aye.
Councilmember Rink?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Saka?
Aye.
And Chair Pro Tem Kettle.
Aye.
8 in favor, none opposed.
Okay, the bill passes and the chair will sign it. Will the clerk please affix my signature to the legislation and on my behalf? Okay, moving to item number 4. Will the clerk please read item number 4 into the record?
Agenda item 4, Council Bill 121033, relating to the financing of the Human Capital Management System project, amending Ordinance 127-131 to increase the amount of an existing interphone loan. The committee recommends the bill pass.
Thank you. This is becoming a legislative version of tennis, ping pong between myself and Councilmember Strauss, back and forth. Councilmember Strauss, as chair of the committee, will you recognize to provide the committee report?
Thank you. It's like crossing 28th Avenue West. This is a bill relating to the financing of Human Capital Management System, better known as Workday. The legislation adjusts the ceiling for the revolving interfund loan. So again, as stated in committee, they had an interfund loan completely appropriated, completely spent down, and then completely replenished. This legislation appropriates that interfund loan again and raises the ceiling. So in committee, Office of City Finance let us know that this is necessary for completing the stabilization of this new system Workday, which is the first time we have had this back-end timesheet process software updated in over 30 years. This bill, the funding within this bill will continue the work of ensuring biweekly payroll is stable, allowing for nuances across departments to be addressed, and assisting department HR and payroll staff through additional training and support. This bill received a unanimous vote in committee, and I urge an aye vote. Thank you, Council President Pro Tem.
Thank you, Councilmember Strauss. Colleagues, any comments on Workday, specifically this bill? Okay, hearing, seeing none. Yes, the presentations were very thorough, and I know there's a lot of work that's been done because there's been some challenges, as I noted, from public safety departments. But yes, support this bill. Will the clerk please call the roll on the passage of the bill?
Councilmember Solomon? Aye. Councilmember Strauss?
Aye.
Councilmember Hollingsworth?
Yes.
Councilmember Juarez?
Aye.
Councilmember Rink?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Saka?
Aye.
And Pro Tem Kettle.
Aye.
8 in favor, none opposed.
Okay, I think having said what I just said with Councilmember Strauss, that we've ended the game of ping pong between us, and we're moving to items removed from the consent calendar, of which there was. And yes, the bill passes, and the chair will sign it with the. Please affix my signature to the bill. I was excited to get to resolutions. And before then, noted that there were no items removed from the consent calendar. Okay, moving to item number 5, adoption of other resolutions. Will the clerk please read item number 5 into the record?
Agenda item 5, resolution 32177, designating the monthly pro tem of the City Council of the City of Seattle for 2025, superseding resolution 32161.
Okay, on behalf of Council President Nelson, on her behalf, I move to adopt Resolution 32177. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, again, on behalf of Council President, Resolution 32177 updates the monthly Council President Pro Tem list to include Councilmember Juarez, just appointed to District 5 in place of former Councilmember Moore, and there were some adjustments to that. Thank you, colleagues, for those, well, I'm assuming your concurrence with those adjustments. Are there any comments? Okay. Seeing, hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the resolution?
Councilmember Solomon?
Aye.
Councilmember Strauss?
Aye.
Councilmember Hollingsworth?
Yes.
Councilmember Juarez?
Aye.
Councilmember Rink?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Saka?
Aye.
And Pro Tem Kettle.
Aye.
8 in favor, none opposed.
The resolution passes. Clerk, please fix my signature to the item. Thank you very much. Legislation on my behalf. Okay, we're moved on to number 6. Will the clerk please read item number 6 into the record?
Agenda item 6, resolution 32178, relating to participation for 2025 on King County committees, regional committees, state committees, and City of Seattle committees, and superseding resolution 32163.
Okay, it is read in. I move again on behalf of Council President Nelson to adopt Resolution 32178. Is there a second?
Second.
It is moved and seconded. On behalf of Council President, Resolution 32178 simply updates the Council's membership on external committees. Again, the changes are specific to bringing on Councilmember Juarez to our council. And on that point, thank you. I was, as an alternate, attending the King County Regional Homeless Authority, the KCRHA meetings. So thank you for coming on board. Again, the changes are limited to Councilmember Juarez taking the external committees previously held by Councilmember Moore. Are there any comments? No last changes? No? Okay. Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the resolution?
Councilmember Solomon,
Aye.
Councilmember Strauss,
Aye.
Councilmember Hollingsworth,
Yes.
Councilmember Juarez,
Aye.
Councilmember Rink,
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera,
Aye.
Councilmember Saka,
Aye.
and Pro Tem Kettle.
Aye.
8 in favor, none opposed.
Okay, the motion carries, the resolution is adopted, and the chair will sign it. Will the clerk please affix my signature to the legislation on my behalf and technically on behalf of the council president? Thank you. Okay, other business. Is there any other further business to come before the council? Councilmember Rivera, you're recognized.
Thank you, Council Pro Tem Kettle. I just, I wanted to formally request to be excused from next week's full council meeting on August 12th.
Okay, thank you. Assuming there's no objection from our colleagues, yes.
Thank you.
Any additional other items of business? Seeing none, but I have one. I just wanted to take the opportunity to note that yesterday I rang the bell at the Pike Place Market. They're bringing back community by bringing back traditions, to include ringing the bell to start the market day, particularly with the arts and crafts vendors. It was a great opportunity to meet them and to see the vital work and the commerce of the Pike Place Market. It also afforded me an opportunity to see the work that's being done on Pike Place, the street itself, and I really appreciate it. And so I just wanted to highlight this and to make my colleagues jealous that they have not yet rang the bell at Pike Place Market. But I have been told that you all are cordially invited to ring the bell at Pike Place Market. So on this note, I just wanted to close the meeting, unless there's any last comments, and say that we have reached the end of today's agenda. Our next regularly scheduled City Council meeting is on August 12th at 2 p.m. Hearing no further business, we are adjourned.